So, Pasuram 19 of Thirumaalai by Thondaradipodi Azhwar. We'll look at the meaning, word by word meaning. Kudadisai Mudiyai Vaithu, Kunadisai Padam Neeti, Vadadisai Pinbu Kaatti, Tendisai Ilangai Noki, Kadal Nirak Kadavul Yendai, Aravanai Tuyiluma Kandu, Udal Enak Kurugumalo, Yensaigen Ulagat Tire. Let's look at the meaning of this. This is about Sri Ranganatha at Sri Rangam. Kudadisai Mudiyai Vaithu, with his head supported on the elbow pointing west. So Kudadisai is in the western direction. His head is placed. Kudadisai Mudiyai Vaithu, Vaithu has been kept there. Kunadisai Padam Neeti, with his legs stretched towards the east. Kunadisai, it is the east. Padam Neeti, with his legs stretched. Vadadisai Pinbu Kaatti, showing his back to the north, which is Vadadisai, right? Tendisai Ilangai Noki, and his look is directed towards Lanka, Ilangai, in the south, which is Tendisai. Tendisai Ilangai Noki. So, here, Azhwar is describing the form of Ranganatha and the way that Sri Ranganatha is reclining on Adiseshan. The directions are very specific, and he explains those directions here. So, Kudadisai Mudiyai Vaithu, so his head is on the western side, and his head represents, when we look at the head, it represents that he is the Lord of all. He's a Sarva Rakshagan, and the person that the most powerful that we must surrender to, and we surrender to his Padam, which is on the stretched towards the east. And here he uses the word for Padam, he says Padam Neeti. Neeti means stretched. While for his head, he used the word Vaithu. So the reason he used the word Neeti for Padam here is, he's saying that Sri Ranganatha's leg stretches from the Garbhagriha all the way across the different vidis or prakarams in Sri Rangam. It stretches all the way outside of Sri Rangam, stretches across the Kaveri, and stretches all the way to Tirumandangudi, where the Alvar was there. So that Alvar can surrender at his feet, his legs are stretched so far. Kunadisai Padam Neeti. Vadadisai Pinbu Kaatti. So he is showing his back to the north. And what they say in the Vyakyanam or the commentaries by the Acharya, the word Kaatti is used. Kaatti means he showed. So he didn't say here, Vadadisai Pinbu Vaithu. He used the word Kaatti. So why is the word Kaatti used, showed? Who did he show? The commentators say he is showing the people in the north, the Vada Disai, the Vada Desam, who are very highly proficient in Sanskrit in the Vedic scriptures, and they are ready for spiritual debates, but they're not the ones who are easily dragged and melt in Perumal's beauty. So they need to be brought towards Perumal and showed the beauty of his form. So he says here, Vadadisai Pinbu Kaatti. That's why he's showing that his back to the Vadadisai. And then Tendisai Ilangai Noki. So why is he looking towards Lanka? Because to bless Vibishana, right? And later on, after I go to the full meaning of the Pasuram, I'll come back to the story of how Vibhishana is linked to Sri Ranganatha. So Tendisai Ilangai Noki. And here he uses the word Noki, which means that Ranganatha would unboard Pakarar Vibhishana. And the commentators say how it is it's like when a mother puts the baby to sleep, she goes and does all her chores in the house, and then she comes back and sleeps with the baby, and then she looks at that baby with great love and anbu. The baby is not looking at her, but the mother is looking at the baby. So similarly, Ranganatha is looking at his child, Vibhishana in Lanka, with anbu and love. So the word Noki is used here. Then they say Ilangai Noki. So this beautifully explains how Sri Ranganatha, actually the Vigraham is like this in Sri Rangam. with exactly as described by the Alvar here. Moving on to the next few lines. Kadal nira kadavul endai, the one who has the color of the sea, which means he has that dark blue color. Kadal is ocean. Nira kadavul. Kadal nira means the color of the sea. And he is, endai means, oh my Lord, oh my Swami, the one who has the color of the sea. Aravanai tuyulu akandu, the one who is sleeping on the serpent couch. Aravanai is Adiseshan. And Tuyuluma Kandu, Tuyuluma, who is sleeping on that Adiseshan, Kandu, having seen, what is happening to the Alvar? Udal enak kurugum alo, my whole body is melting. Udal enak urugum, my whole body is melting at looking at this sight of Ranganatha Perumal. Alo, now this word alo means இப்படி நடக்கிறதோ எனக்கு இப்படி ஆயின்றிருக்கோன்னு the Alvar is saying here, because my whole body is melting with this beauty of Perumal. என் செய்கேன் உலகத்தீரே, என் செய்கேன், what can I do? I'm so helpless. உலகத்தீரே, he's addressing this to the men of the world, the ordinary people of the world. So why is the Alvar saying this here? He's saying, he's asking us, oh, I'm melting so much in this beauty, and he's asking us worldly people, what is this medicine for not melting? And why is he asking us? Because he knows, the worldly people, we do not melt when we see the Lord's form. When we go to the temple, நம்ம உருகிறதில்ல, ஏதோ போகிறோம் சேவிக்கிறோம் வந்து போயிட்டே இருக்கோம், but we don't melt at the beauty of the Lord. We don't melt when we chant his name. We don't melt when we remember his gunas. Right? We melt or urgify at all other things like our close relatives, relationships, or material possession, but we do not urgify for the Lord. So Alvar says, I'm so helpless in this, and he's asking us, since you people don't melt, tell me what the secret is. Give me what that medicine is, because I am melting here with so much of seeing this Perumal's beauty. So in a way, the Alvar is also chiding us, saying, oh man, why are you not melting at the beauty of the Lord? Right? So this is a very beautiful pasuram that describes the wonderful form of Sri Ranganatha with the directions that he is placed in, as well his wonderful beauty. Now, I told you that there was a line, Ten Disai Ilangai Noki, and I mentioned that he is glancing and gracing Vibishana, looking to the south, and Vibishana is in Lanka. So let me explain what is the link between Vibishana and Sri Ranganatha. So first of all, I'll just briefly go over who is Vibishana. Vibishana was the younger brother of Ravana. Though born into a Rakshasa Kulam, he was a very good person. Many times he tried to advise his brother Ravana to return Sita to Rama and surrender to Rama. But Ravana would not listen and started abusing him. Finally, Vibhishana left Ravana and Lanka and went and took refuge at Rama's feet. At the time he did this, the Rama and the Vanara Parivar were camped at the seashore. When Vibhishana went there to meet Rama, Sugriva saw him coming and had doubts on Vibhishana's intentions. He advised Rama not to meet with him. But Rama knew why Vibhishana was coming and said, whoever surrenders to me, I cannot refuse that person. Vibhishana surrendered to Rama and was on site during the Battle of Lanka. So Rama said to Sugriva, he came and told me, Raghava Sharanam, so I cannot refuse when somebody comes and surrenders to me. So this Vibhishana Sharanagati, or the surrender of Vibhishana, is one of the most important episodes in the Ramayanam. Vibhishana gave up everything, his home, his relatives, his position, his wealth, and went and dedicated his life to the service of his Lord. And the Lord accepted him without hesitation, despite the fact that he was the brother of his enemy, he was from a Rakshasa Kulam, etc. So that is the story of Vibhishana in the Ramayanam. Now let us learn more about this Sri Ranganatha Vigraham. See, this Archamurti of Sri Ranganatha that is now in Srirangam was originally worshipped by Lord Rama at Ayodhya. Just not only by Lord Rama, but it was worshipped by all his ancestors. So Sri Ranganatha was the Kuladevam of Rama's Kulam. So how did Sri Ranganatha come to Ayodhya? Originally, Sriman Narayana gave the Archamurti of Sri Ranganatha, reclining on Adisesha, to Brahma for worship. Brahma consecrated the Vigraham in Brahmalokam and he worshipped it there 5 times a day as per Pancharatra Agama. Brahma wanted the Devas to benefit from the worship, so he trained Surya to do the worship. Surya in turn handed over the worship to his son, Vaivasada Manu, who in turn gave it to his son, King Ikshvaku. King Ikshvaku, who lived in Ayodhya, wanted to bring the Sri Ranganatha Vigraham to Ayodhya from Brahmalokam. So he did a severe penance to convince the Lord. The Lord instructed Brahma to hand over the Vigraham to King Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku built a temple for Sri Ranganatha in Ayodhya and worshipped the Lord there. This King Ikshvaku was an ancestor of Lord Rama. So that is why we say Rama belongs to the Ikshvaku Kulam and also the Surya Kulam, because Surya was also in the lineage. So all the kings of Ikshvaku dynasty were worshipping Lord Sri Ranganatha with such devotion that the Lord himself wanted to be born in that dynasty of Paravishnu Bhaktas. So he took avataram there as Sri Rama, son of Dasharatha. So Sri Ranganatha is the Kuladevam of all the kings that belong to that dynasty, to which Dasharatha and Rama belonged. In fact, Sri Rama worshipped Sri Ranganatha. It is said in the Valmiki Ramayanam, if you look at the 6th Sargam of the Ayodhya Kandam, it is said that Rama and Sita worshipped Sri Ranganatha on the morning of the day that Rama was to be installed as the Yuvaraja or the crown prince. Okay, so now we learnt about Vibhishana and Sri Ranganatha being worshipped at Ayodhya. Now let us link the two. Vibhishana wanted to serve the Lord. So when Lord Rama was about to return to Vaikuntham, he gave the Sri Ranganatha Vigraham to Vibhishana and instructed him to take that to Lanka and perform the worship there. As Vibhishana was carrying the Sri Ranganatha Vigraham to Lanka, he was flying over the Chandra Pushkarini or the moon tank in Srirangam. It was around noon. So as he had to perform the afternoon puja, he put the Vigraham on the banks of the Chandra Pushkarini tank, took a bath in the tank and performed the puja. At that time, people from all around came, including the ruler of that area called Dharmavarma. They came and watched the puja. As Vibhishana was about to leave, Dharmavarma requested Vibhishana to stay for a few more days and continue doing the puja there. Vibhishana agreed, and even after that, he had performed a 9-day Brahmotsavam at that place in Srirangam. When Vibhishana was finally ready to leave for Lanka, he found that he could not lift the Vigraham from where he had placed it. He tried his best, but he could not move the Vigraham. With tears in his eyes, he prayed to the Lord and asked if he had committed any apacharams. The Lord told him that he is blemishless and he has not committed any apacharam, but the Lord that he had decided to stay permanently at Srirangam in order to fulfill a boon to river Kaveri that he had made. The Lord reassured Vibhishana that he would be constantly looking at him and blessing Lanka and Vibhishana forever, and then told him to go to Lanka. So that's why here it says, Ten Disai Ilangai Noki. To this day, Ranganatha is looking towards the south, blessing Vibhishana in the whole of Lanka. So that's the background on that. And this is a very beautiful Pasuram by Thondaradipodi. Azhwar. Thank you very much for listening.
Kuda Disai Mudiyai Vaithu Kunadisai Padam Neeti Vadadisai Pinbu Kaatti Tendisai Ilangai Nokki Kadal Nirak Kadavul Endai Aravanai Tuyeluma Kandu Udal Enak Kurugumalo En Seigen Ulagattire.